We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 13, text number 38. Stealing, Brahma stealing the boys and calves. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Iti Sanchintya Dasaho Vatsan Sa Vyasan Opi Sarvam Parachasta Vaikuntam Chakshusa Vayuninasa Iti Sanchintya Sato Vatsam Savayasan Opi Sarvamachasta Vaikuntam Chakshusha Vayuninasa Iti Sanchintya Sato Vatsan Savayasan Opi Sarvamachasta Vaikuntam Chakshusha Vayoninasa Iti Sanchintadasayo Vatsan Savayasan Opi Sarvamachasta Vaikuntam Chakshusha Vayoninasa Iti Sanchintya Dasaho Vatsam Savayasan Opi Sarvamachasta Vaikuntam Chakshusha Vayoninasa Dasayo Vatsan Savayasan Opi Sarvamachasta Vaikuntam Chakshusha Vayoninasa Iti Sanchintya Dasaho Vatsan Savayasan Opi Sarvamachasta Vaikuntam Chakshuvayonanasa Iti Sanchintya Dasaho Vatsan Savayasan Opi Sarvamachasta Vaikuntam Chakshusha Vayoninasa Iti Sanchintya. Thinking in this way, Darshaha, Baladev, Vatshan, the calves, Savayasan, along with his companions, Api, also, Sarvam, all Achasta saw Vaikuntham as Sri Krishna only. Chakshusha Vayonina, with the eye of transcendental knowledge. Shah, he, Baladev. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. Abhay Charanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thinking in this way, Lord Balaram was able to see with the eye of transcendental knowledge that all these calves and Krishna's friends were expansions of the form of Sri Krishna. Please repeat. Thinking in this way, Lord Balarama was able to see with the eye of transcendental knowledge that all these calves and Krishna's friends were expansions of the form of Sri Krishna. Purport. Every individual is different. There are even differences between twin brothers. Yet, when Krishna expanded himself as the boys and calves, each boy and each calf appeared in its own original feature, with the same individual way of acting, the same tendencies, the same color, the same dress, and so on. For Krishna manifested himself with all these differences. That was Krishna's opulence. Om Krishna Padaya Krishna Pstaya Bhutare Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityananda Namati Sashari Devi Nevishisha Shanyavari Pashadari Shatari. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Garadha Sri Bhashari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Oh, every individual is different, Prabhupada says. So variety is the spice of life. That is why there are differences. There's 8,400,000 species of life. Different species of life. And why are there 8,400,000 species of life? Because there are 8,400,000 combinations of Satyagun, Rajagun and Tamagun. You have 3 primary colors, red, yellow and blue. These are the primary colors. And so it is like Satyagun, Rajagun, Tamagun. It has 3. So within color, the artist, he has 3 colors, red, blue, and yellow. So he mixes yellow and blue and he gets green, another color. He mixes yellow and red, he gets orange, another color. So Prabhupada explains 3 into 3 is 9, 9 into 9 is 81. 81 into 80, if you go on, he said you'll come to 8,400,000 species. So the 8,400,000 species of body. 8,400,000 species. So because there are 8,400,000 types of desires you can have with these bodies. 8,400,000, not 8,400,001, no, exactly it says. So we have to accept the Shastra. I couldn't work it out, I tried one time. Anyway. So variety is the spice of life. This is why there is variety in the material world. God is one and He becomes many. Bahusham, this is the injunction. Why does God become many? For enjoyment, for His pleasure. Yes, He becomes many for His pleasure. So we are the many. He is the one, we are the many. So in this conditional state of existence, we are thinking that we are the one, the number one. The enjoyer, we're taking Krishna's position as being Bhoktaram Jagyapatam Sarvalokom Maheshwaram. I am the Lord and controller of the world. I am the Bhokta, the enjoyer. All the planets, I am the controller, etc. So that's Krishna's position he is revealing. So when we try to enjoy that, here are 8,400,000 species of life, so you can have 800,000 types to fulfill your different types of desires, and because of these desires, you are continually revolving in the samsara, birth after death, after birth. So Krishna consciousness means becoming back to our original consciousness of making Krishna the enjoyer, making Krishna the controller. We want to serve your order, Krishna. We want to be enjoyed by you, Krishna. And this is the happiness that we are searching for. Prabhupada said everybody loves himself best, first of all. First of all, he loves himself best. If there's a fire in the house or something like that, who's the first one out? you don't think of anything else but yourself. You run out. Then you get outside and you see the house is blazing. And, oh, my grandmother's in there. I forgot grandma. I better go and get her. So first of all you think of yourself, then you start to think of others. And then the relatives, close relatives, you start to think of others, and it expands like that. But first of all, I come first. The living entity wants to become first. Wants to be the enjoyer and controller. So first he loves himself, then he loves others. Then, so why is he attracted to enjoy others close to him? The reason we're attracted to other people is because Krishna's in their heart. And so ultimately it is Krishna who we're attracted to. So Prabhupada said Krishna comes and reveals his form and identity. Look, here I am. Krishna. See my Tribhangi Mulida form, curving in three ways. My beautiful curly hair. All the symptoms of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he comes and he shows us that the happiness we're looking for, the love we're looking for, is when we come to recognize Krishna as our only master, as our only friend. So Krishna comes to, like this, to display this form and show that he is the all-attractive center. And without being a part of Krishna, we cannot be attracted to others due to the presence of Krishna. So when one comes to the conclusion that Krishna, then he can surrender to Krishna. So So variety is the spice of life. So Krishna is expanding so many varieties to enjoy. Just like we get married, we have family and children. Why? To expand the enjoyment of household life. If there's no babies running around, household life is not very nice. Babies there, they take up a whole attention. They're demanding whole attention. And they become the source of the family, the life and soul of the family. Even they don't know what's going on properly. But still they take up everyone's attention. Everybody's talking to them in baby language and whatever. They don't understand, but they talk. So, yeah, so Krishna comes to show his wonderful pastimes. So now we've got something to think about, someone to think about, something to meditate on. Krishna, the original personality of Godhead, and these wonderful pastimes. Here, just like this astonishing pastime of Lord Brahma stealing the cows and the boys. He knew he was playing with fire, but he was a little bit curious, and if we do this pastime, then, or if I steal all these cows and calves and boys, it means another Leela is going to evolve from this. Krishna's got to do something about it. So I'm anxious also to see what Leela Krishna will evolve through when he understands all of his cows and boys have gone. So he was anxious to get another Leela from this. So Brahma knew, he was initiated by Brahma, by Krishna at the beginning of creation. So he knew Krishna was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But just to test, but he knew he was playing with fire. And Krishna showed him how he was playing with fire by manifesting so many varieties of his own self. So differences are there, even between brothers, twin brothers. The difference is there. My mother used to make a mistake, because I'm a twin. Pankajanga is my twin brother. My mother sometimes make a mistake. Maybe she saw from the back or something like that, but then when she realized, immediately she would put the two names together. Have two Kami names together. Jananivasa Pankajanga. She was halfway through the name, and then she would change. So there's difference in between two brothers. My mother tried to make us the same whole life. When we were babies, we wore exactly the same clothing, we wore ate exactly the same food, went exactly the same school, everything was, she dressed us up. My twins, they got to look exactly like that. But difference is there. I remember we went to the junior, secondary modern high school, and after the first year's exams, then Pankajanga, he was promoted to a higher class than me. He was an A and I was a B or something. And yeah. Then when we went home with our exam papers and showed our mum and our sisters, they were all laughing at me. Here he's a dunce. You can put on the dunce cap, you know. They were all I was crying my eyes out. My mother was crying. I think she was also, no, they can't split my twins up. I will not allow this. They'll be in different classes. So she went and complained to the teacher that I want my twin brothers to be sons to be together. I don't want them separated. So the teacher said, okay. So they put Pankajanga down a step. So even, it's even going to the extent of just out of sentiment for her sons. But she wouldn't like a split up. So there was differences is there. So but here, all these, Krishna's expanding himself into all the cows and boys. Though here there's no difference. They're all Krishna, they are all. Only everything is Krishna about them. Their form, their voices, their color, their smell, everything. So it's all Krishna. But seemingly different. This is a Chinta Veda Veda Tattva, simultaneously one and different. For the pastime. So here, showing how Krishna conscious the inhabitants of Vrindavan were, even the cows, when they saw the baby calves downstairs, or the calves, the elder, not the youngest, but the older calves, who were not expected to drink milk. When the other cows, their mothers, saw them, they went galloping down the Govardhan hill, side of Govardhan hill, full of rocks. And were so attached to their mothers. And they were taking milk, even though they weren't so really supposed to be taking milk at that time. And there was just such a bond of affection was being manifested here. And they run down. They try to. The elderly cowherd men try to stop them going down, because if they go down, they'll suckle the milk from the calves, and we won't be able to get any milk later on tonight. So the cowherd men were angry. Why are they galloping away like that? Okay, we will stop them. They tried to stop them. They couldn't stop. They were frustrated. Then when they saw what was happening, and the calves, and they were immediately stopped. And they run to the calves, and they started licking them and smelling. No, they didn't. Yeah, they're smelling the boys' heads and licking the cows. Well, they weren't licking the cows. The cows were licking the cows. But the men were smelling the heads of the babies. And the cowherd men couldn't stop them. So this is ideal Krishna consciousness. Krishna is calling, nothing can stop. Galloping down the hill, even they're trying to stop. When Krishna plays his flute, on the fifth note, he has a special way of playing it that he attracts the hearts, the minds of all young girls at a certain age. He has a special melody he plays. And when they hear that melody in their ears and into their heart, they can't, that's it, Krishna is calling. Under any circumstance, we have to be there. So they went running away in the forest at night, not caring actually. Dark. The moon was there, because it was a full moon. But anyway, it was going through the forest, and there's thorn bushes and rocks and everything, but not caring for anything. They're rushing to Krishna. Krishna is calling. Our only business is to serve Krishna. So stop whatever they were doing. Some were putting on makeup on their kajal. Stop, run away, only on one eye. To put their dresses round back to front. Just try the quickest possible. Some of them were feeding babies and holding babies and giving them milk. Baby must have been crying his eyes out. Let's run off. So much of attachment they have for Krishna that his desire is the only desire that Of course, it's not that solely, that's the sole consciousness that we only care for Krishna's pleasure. Prabhupada mentioned in the Krishna, but they do care for their own pleasure. They do say that. Otherwise, it wouldn't be, it's too one-sided. We only care for Krishna's pleasure, we don't care for, it would be one-sided. So they, it'll just be one-sided. So they also want their own pleasure, that's natural. Anandamaya Bhaishad, we are pleasure-seeking, and ultimate pleasure seeking is Krishna. So his pleasure is there. So, their pleasure is there also. It says they dress themselves very beautifully, and they dress themselves very beautifully, but they're thinking Krishna he likes to see beautiful women. That's his nature. He's a woman hunter actually, so he likes young, beautiful women. That's his very original nature. Svakira Rasa, the original feature of Godhead, is that he is. So many names they call him, but he loves women, he loves young girls. That's his original feature. The whole of Vrindavan, the parental rasa, the Shakya rasa, the Dasa rasa is all for enhancing the conjugal rasa. This original feature of Godhead. So yes, the gopis admit we also want our pleasure. We've come for your pleasure, but we also want our pleasure. Otherwise, it would be, a one-sided love affair doesn't work so well. So they also get pleasure. But the main interest is Krishna's pleasure. It's not that they're going for my pleasure. I'm making myself look beautiful for Krishna because he likes to see me beautiful. So, so that's instructive, very instructive, how deep that love was for Krishna, that they just forgot everything and rushed to Krishna. We see a slight reflection in your own life, otherwise we wouldn't be here in Krishna consciousness. I was very enlivened to hear Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nobody ever told me that before. And not only that, but here is his pastimes, Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada was given us Srimad Bhagavatam, everything about Krishna. He is the absolute truth. If you're searching for the absolute truth, he's Krishna, if you have love for Krishna. But Prabhupada answered, it gave us everything in Krishna consciousness. And some people were attracted immediately. I was so much attracted. I was searching for absolute truth. I wasn't looking for Krishna. Couldn't understand much about Krishna. But I wanted to know the absolute truth, the transcendence. I wanted to have that state of transcendent conscious. And we find it when Prabhupada gives us Krishna consciousness. Here is Krishna, and here are all the different relationships with Krishna. And I was so happy. And Prabhupada said to me, "Are you happy here?" He looked at me and said, "Are you happy here?" I said, "I'm so happy to be here in Mayapur, Prabhupada. Thank you." He just smiled. Because all the questions are answered. Prabhupada answered all the questions. Otherwise, they're very vague. All the other transcendentals are very vague. They're definitely not coming to the person. God being a person is very rare. God is a person. And I am a servant is also very rare. I am a servant of God. But Prabhupada came and gave us, he gave us God's position, our position. He's given us devotional service. He gave us. So Prabhupada so enlivened us in Krishna consciousness. So in myself, I didn't go back. I met the devotees in India. I got initiated in India, and I came to Mayapur, and it was so enlivening to live with the devotees and know you're on the right track. You got the truth here, the absolute truth. There's no truth superior to me, Krishna says. Prabhupada said, here is Krishna. He's saying there's no truth superior. That is the absolute truth. You want the absolute truth? Here it is. Here is Krishna. Yeah, so a little bit of that Krishna consciousness of running to Krishna to please Krishna. I wasn't exactly that. But I tried to dedicate myself to it. So we can see how Krishna consciousness is so effective, and how these just cows and calves, they're much more Krishna conscious than we are as human beings, or most of us. That's a perfection. When we rush to Krishna, wanting to please Him, despite all obstacles. Here, so the cows and the cowboys. The cows were jumping. They joined their front legs together and their back legs together. The front legs, they come together, and the back legs come together, and they jump. We had a Goshala here, opposite Bhajan Kutir. There's a Tulsi Stamba there in Natmandu, Gornitai. Just there was a little temple of Radha Madhava after the Bhajan Kutir. We put them in a brick place. And we had a Goshala there, the other side of the road. And we bought these, we had some cows there, Jagai Madhai. They were bulls. You can see a picture of Jayapataka Maharaj in Hare Krishna movie. I think he's got the bulls, he's driving the bull, ploughing the field with who's that, Shakuchek, the Muslim who owned the land. He gave us Prabhupada the land, or sold the land. He's showing Jayapataka how to control the cows, the bulls for ploughing. What is it? Daina? What's the language? Daina? Left and right. You can speak to them, they understand. Can you remember? Dana, yeah. So they're driving, they want them to turn right, and then they go, Danya, Dana, hi, Dain, Daina. And they want them to turn left. Bun, go left. They have their... So the cow has no language, a little bit of language, left and right, go straight. And anyway, they put a little Goshala there. We forgot to let them out to walk. We didn't know anything about cows. There was only a few devotees there. So then we let them out, and it's the first time they've been out in a couple of months, because we didn't know about cows. And they were jumping up like that, joining their legs together, and they're running right up the field and back again. Remember that, Pangatanka? Maybe a couple of times they haven't. Yeah, they were like they were dancing on front legs and back legs. Jagai Matai, Ki Jai, the first bulls. We fed them with that, what's it called? It was I think it was wheat. It was cracked wheat, bulgur, gom, cracked wheat. And it was given as from other countries, to feed the poor countries, India. And so they would distribute that gom. And so we contacted the government so we're distributing to the poor people. So they sent this gom, cracked wheat. It's called it gluk. Gopal Krishna. Gopal Sant Maharaj, he was there. He called it gluk. It was sticky, like. So anyway, they gave Jagai Madai, there were some workers there, they gave Jagai Madai this gluk. They put it in the trough. It's in powder form, crushed wheat. So they ate in all this crushed wheat, and they're supposed to mix it with water. But they ate it, we were feeling dry, so they ate so much. And then it starts to swell up when you drink water, and everything swells up, and they were all their bodies are swelling up. Their legs were swelling up, and they were sticking straight out like that. And they had to wait a while until but all the people used to come to, because we distribute this gluk, we would cook it and distribute it with salt. It was like either sweet like a porridge or salt like a khichdi. So we were distributing them. And when all the people came to get them, they saw Jagai Madai like that. They said, "We're not taking it. We're not taking this." Anyway, they had to lay down for a few hours, and slowly went subside. So we didn't give it to them again like that. We mixed it with water. And they were also giving milk powder, but they didn't give us milk. Did we get it? I think one time maybe they gave. Prabhupada said you should get order more milk powder, turn it all into chana, make cheese, and then make a cheese sabji with it, some potatoes and things. And he said, then you can distribute this also. You have your gluk, your khichdi, wheat khichdi, and cheese sabji. He said everybody would come for miles around. They love cheese sabji in Bengal. So we tried to get it, but they wouldn't send the milk powder. Prabhupada wanted that. We had the first cow we had was Kamaduk. Beautiful cow. Brown cow. And she was pregnant, and she was going to give birth to calf the same time that Prabhupada arrived there. And when the cow gives birth, the milk has a name. Lactro. Yeah, it's kind of slimy, it's a bit thick. It's very good for health, but generally not for human consumption. Some states they do take that milk, but in Bengal they don't. Kind of jellyish. And so it's not really fit for human consumption as milk. So, but then the cow, she had a miscarriage. Kamaduk had a miscarriage. And so when the time for Prabhupada's arrival came, he was coming for the Gopurnima festival in 1972. So when Prabhupada came, the cow's milk was back in order again because she had the miscarriage. And then later on, milk bladder went back to order, and she was giving regular milk again. So when we told Prabhupada what had happened, he said, Krishna, he sacrificed that cow, the calf. He sacrificed the calf so I could get some milk. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Bhakta Kamaduka ki jai. Mo Brahmanaya Devaya Go Brahmanaya Devacha Jagatithaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Today is also Angarag or Anavasya of Lord Jagannath. Means they're giving Jagannath restoration, they're painting the deities. At this time, after the Snan Yatra, which was a few days ago, Jagannath catches fever, not virus. He doesn't wear a mask, no. But after the Snan Yatra, he catches cold because he was out for a few hours taking bath in the open. So he comes back for 2 weeks in the temple, but nobody can see him. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would also feel so much separation from Jagannath when he wasn't visible. Every day Mahaprabhu was going to the temple and the darshan and kirtan in front of Jagannath. And when Jagannath was sick during this period, he used to go to Alanath. Alanath's about 14 miles away from Jagannath Puri. And he would go there and just exhibit symptoms of separation from Krishna. It's a very sacred place, for the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we very much respect this place. Mahaprabhu was showing so much emotion there, in the mood of separation from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Was it there? Or Chaitanya Chetak Prabhupada, was it? That place. Opposite Tota Gopinath, there is a Gaudiya Math there. Purushottam Gaudiya Math. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was there also. And he was feeling the separation from Krishna. And it was like when Krishna left and the gopis, they were wandering around, bokul trees. Did you see Krishna? Trees, fruit trees of bael and mango. Have you seen the son of Nanda pass this way? Have you seen Krishna? Tulsi, have you seen Krishna? They were like this, they were mad state, talking to the trees. Where did Krishna go? Bhaktisiddhanta was in a situation like this also there. And he got lost, he wandered off into a forest, and his disciples thought he's going to the forest to pass stool or something. But then they lost him, and he was wandering around. He was like in a dazed state, he said. He was in a dazed state, and he was wandering around. He got completely lost. All the disciples were spreading out. Mahaprabhu would do this also, you get lost. So it's a very sacred place for the Gaudiyas, especially if you're cultivating Vipralamba, so in the mood of separation. So Jagannath, during this period, there's two stories. One, he catches the cold, and in Jagannath Mandir, it was a long time ago, and who was the devotee there? Haridas? Right. Pujari was there. It was this period, so Lord Jagannath was closed up. And he was there in the temple, and then he heard someone sneezing. And no one else was there. So he was by the temple, and he went round the other side of the temple, and then he heard sneezing coming from inside the temple. Jagannath had a fever, called a fever. So, the other reason is that he wants to spend time with Lakshmi ji. She's a little bit upset with him because they're going for the Rath Yatra. Krishna and Balaram and Subhadra were going. But the custom is that the younger girl what is it? Is the custom? No. It's the custom. The younger girl, daughter, the younger daughter of the wife, the younger daughter of the wife who's this guy, shouldn't be alone with the husband shouldn't be alone with his wife's younger sister. I think that's a sister. So the younger sister is there, Subhadra. So the older sister shouldn't be there. Is that right? Anyway, so she can't go to Rath Yatra because Subhadra is going. Jagannath and Balaram are going, but she can't go because of the social system they have. And so she's a little bit not happy that she's going to be left alone. And well, she has other Lakshmis with her, but so this time Jagannath, he said, okay, I'll give you some attention for a couple of weeks. So Jagannath's there with Lakshmi for 2 weeks, and they're just wandering around in the gardens and eating sweet rice and whatever they do, and they're just being together, and they just want to spend that time together because he's going to be gone for Rath Yatra in a few days. So on the pretext of having fever, they're completely alone and they don't like anyone to disturb them. So Krishna gives full time to Lakshmi, so in this way she's pleased. Except when Krishna come late and the Hera Panchami, then she was not pleased because he stayed away too long. But otherwise, the Daityas, coming from the Shabara tribe, were people in the beginning, the leader of Indradyumna, Shabaras were there, King Vishwavasu. And so that those devotees, they take over that charge for that time of when we're repainting the deities and restoring the deities. And they give Jagannath some live food, some fruits, and they give some medicine. Medicine is made out of chana, cream, makam, butter, milk, boro elaichi, big size elaichi, spice, little bit of camphor, pinch, and I say 7? Huh? What? No, I'm talking of the medicine. 7. Milk, cream, butter, misri, camphor, elaichi. Yeah, so that's all mixed together. It's like a kheer. The consistency is quite thick. That's offered every day, a couple of times a day. Or they can, there's another way I saw them make it. One Puri Pandak was here. He said, can I make some, because it was during this period, he said, I will make some drink, medicine for Jagannath. So he made it really liquidy. He had a big pot and he put lots of milk in it. It was really, and he put crushed bananas in. He said, I said, what are you doing? That's not in the recipe. Jagannath likes bananas also. Anyway, he mashed it up with his hands. But they served it as a drink, so there's different ways, I guess, you can make it. But generally, we were making it like a kheer, thick. Guaranteed to cure all ills if you can get that Jagannath medicine. So for a couple of weeks he was like that. And now he's being repainted. In Puri they have I'm not sure, but it may be chetai. Chetai is split bamboo. You know, they may even make houses with it. Split bamboo. Or maybe sitalpati, that fine one, bamboo. Anyway, they put the piece up on the wall. They paint a picture of Jagannath. I think it's a not detailed picture, but it's like a shape of Jagannath. Balaram, Subhadra. And while they're painting deities, then all the foodstuffs that comes in, that gets offered to these pictures, the painted picture. And the original deities are having the Angarag, the repainting and restoring anything that needs to be done. They do it at that period. Yeah, and the deited people look after that. And they make mostly fruits, and they make khichdi. I don't know if they make khichdi. Mostly fruits and these milk preparations. So it doesn't sound much like a medicine. Butter, kheer, cream, it's all heavy stuff. Sense gratification. But that's Jagannath's medicine, he knows it. If you go there, you can get some medicine. Okay, Jagannath Swami ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So you were describing the cows running down the Govardhan hill and the old man coming down. So they were walking on the Govardhan hill. So is that because Krishna had not picked up the Govardhan hill at that time? So, or when did it happen? Is it only Lord Chaitanya and his followers don't walk on Govardhan hill? Do other people walk on the Govardhan hill today?
Yeah, the Brajabasis, they walk on the Govardhan hill. They don't have a problem. But since Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited his sentiments during this, regarding Govardhan hill, and he's described that she's none different than the son of Nanda Maharaj. So he didn't, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to set the example also, he wouldn't walk on Govardhan hill with his feet. But the local Brajabasis, they do. Most of them. So it's a sentiment that, yeah, as Mahaprabhu emphasized. So as followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we won't do that. I think there's shalagram shilas in the front portion, just before Jagannath's altar. They say there's a lack of shalagram shilas there within the altar, not loose. And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he didn't go to the front to take darshan, because that means you'll be walking on the shalagrams if you go to the altar, close to the altar. So Mahaprabhu again showing an example. He always stayed at the back. So the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, they don't tread there where the shalagram machinas are.
Where are the shaligrams?
They're in front of the altar, I don't know if it's a separate slab or it's the floor area, but in the area in front, they're under the floor.
In Jagannath Puri?
Yeah. Whether it's stone slab or cement, I don't know with it. But it goes up to the altar. So if you go to the altar, then that's where the shaligrams are underneath you.
Hare Krishna, I just remembered, is that the custom is elder brother cannot stay with the younger brother's wife? Because Balaram cannot stay with Krishna's wife. So that's why Lakshmi...
Who can't stay?
Lord Balaram, he cannot stay with Krishna's wife. That's why Lakshmi cannot go for Ratha Yatra. You mentioned the custom. Is that the custom? Younger brother's wife cannot stay with the elder brother. Okay. Is it?
Younger brother's wife cannot stay with the elder brother. Okay.
Questions?
It's a local custom, is it?
My husband's younger brother's wife, she cannot even see my husband directly.
Really?
According to the tradition, the younger brother's wife, she has to avoid, she cannot directly see the face of the husband's elder brother. I just remembered.
Good culture.
Questions from online. Jamuna Priya Devi Dasi, thank you for Prabhu's excellent class. Yogamaya sometimes even confused the Supreme Lord himself. How can we understand this phenomenon? That means Yogamaya is even greater than Krishna himself. Yogamaya is greater than Krishna himself because she can cover Krishna.
Yes, Yogamaya is greater than Krishna. Because she can cover Krishna. There was the question. There was a club called the Mentor Club. Mentor Club. You have to have a very high IQ, a very high intelligence to belong to this club in London. So they met Prabhupada, the intellectuals. So they asked him a trick question. Is God so great that he can lift a mountain? Is he so great he can lift a mountain that is so... He can create a mountain so big that oh yeah, that's right. So he can God create a mountain that is so big that even he can't lift it? And Prabhupada said, yes. Then they said, then he's not God. It was a trick question. Whatever you say, if you say yes, he can, he's not God. If you say no, he can't, then he's not God. So Prabhupada said, yes, he can lift the mountain. And then the professor said, then he's not God. Then Prabhupada said, then he can lift it. When it's necessary, he can show. He is God. He's covered by his Yogamaya, but when it's necessary, he can show his supremacy. But in the meantime, he'll go along with Yogamaya, enjoying his pastime, when necessary to show his opulence, full opulence that's greater than Yogamaya, then she becomes his servant.
Hare Krishna, so sweet of your class. Please, we're begging you to give us more and more mercy like this. So I want to ask, now in the temple, Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra, they're not giving any darshan and they're eating special food. So how should we worship our deities at home? We should follow the same way. We give them medicines and no darshan. Quarantine, 14 days, like coronavirus.
That's up to the it's up to the pujaris who are serving. If you have a temple nearby, then you can consider the Jagannath deities. If you have a Jagannath temple nearby, they can accept. They're accepting the Jagannath in my home is none different than Jagannath in the Jagannath temple. So he's performing these different functions. So the small, how Jagannath's expanded into the household, then he doesn't have to follow all those rules and stipulations. But if he has sentiment to do it, he can do it.
Thank you. That question is coming from Lila Kishori Devidasi. The next question from Charu Madhavi Devidasi. Charu Madhavi. She's asking my son, he's a student. Now he has to prepare for the final examination of the school. Every day he has only half an hour. He should perform arti, reading books, or he should chant. Only half an hour. Which activity he should do is best? Thank you.
For his exams?
Not for his, because he's going to prepare for exam, so his schedule is very tight, don't have much time. If he has every day only half an hour's time to perform devotional service, which item he should do? Chanting, or doing arti, or reading Prabhupada's books?
This is a preparation for his exam.
Nothing to do with the exam.
Oh.
Because he has to prepare for the exam, so he has no time. He can only do one thing every day for devotional service, and that is only for half an hour. So which thing he should do? Chanting Hare Krishna, or reading Prabhupada's books, or doing arti?
You can use them for specific things. Prabhupada said that the devotee I told Prabhupada in Calcutta, he said, I'm having some doubts now about Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada said, then just sit in front of the deities and just chant Hare Krishna. He said, you do that? He said, then, yeah, then he would do that. Later on, Prabhupada gave him sannyas. He was Prabhupada's servant, sannyas. His name was Rohini. I think his sannyas was Rohini. His common name was Rahul, from Delhi. The Chutananda was there, Prabhupada's room, and the father of this boy walked in. As soon as he walked in the door, Prabhupada said, I will take one of your sons. Then it was completely out of context from what was going on. As soon as he walked in, I will take one of your sons. And then he went, yeah, and then after some time he He took one of his sons. He was the president in Delhi for a long time also. He didn't maintain the sannyasa. So different things for what you want to achieve. It may be better to chant, it may be better to read, it may be better to... I was giving an example of that. Prabhupada gave him a devotional activity that would fulfill his, or rectify his doubts. Or you could also do one day reading, one day chanting, one day. Hare Krishna. Jai Jagannath Swami ki Jai. Oh, Pankajangri has a question.
How do you worship Jagannath at home now while he's sick? Do we bathe him, dress him, offer him artis and...
Oh, in the temple?
No, in the house.
In the house? How you can worship? In the house, that's up to the householder. According to the householder's schedule, financial situation, time. Huh? Yeah, but it's in the house. In the temple they can follow the rule. But in the house they can follow or they cannot. Then Prabhupada says you should think that Jagannath is sick, so you make him foods like khichdi, boiled sabjis, juices, like you may eat if you're sick, boiled sabjis. So Jagannath, we offer him boiled sabjis, has some cheese and everything as well, but not heavy spicy. Very nice. I usually eat that I go there and stay there usually doing the painting, Angarag. And I take the preparation, there's a khichdi and cheese sabji. There's no other spices practically. It's fantastic. Jagannath Prasad. I usually eat that every day for 2 weeks. Arati, shouldn't be loud bells or anything like that. You can do it very softly if you want to offer. Generally, they dress them in a more soft, maybe a night dress. They were more casual, more softer, and practically no jewelry. Yeah, Prabhupada said, treat like a person who has fever. A lot of people offer Chavana Prash, the famous Ayurvedic medicine, Chavana Prash. They offer that to Jagannath also. At home, there is Krishna Dayal's, not Krishna Dayal, Ananta Nimai's son, father, in Jagannath Mandir. Anyway, he's got an Ananta Nimai. He lives there. His parents are the served there for years. So she has, Nanatanima's mother has an altar, Jagannath altar. Previously then, during the time of Krishna, Swarup Damodar, he was a president there. So he was kind of strict, and he had a kind of a unwritten rule that you don't speak about Jagannath at this time. You don't glorify, you don't have artics and make anything like that, with the understanding that Jagannath is sick and you don't want to disturb him. He created a very kind of sober mood, that no one necessarily talking in the nearby or anything like that. And he created that mood a bit. It was like that. So it's like the feeling separation from Jagannath. But then the Mataji was asking me, what about when Jagannath's sick? Do I have to follow all these rules in my house also, offer boiled sabji? I said, no, you don't have to do it. It's being done there in the main temple. You're Jagannath's devotees. You want to eat the regular prasad of Jagannath. So you don't have to follow. She went, oh, Haribol. She started dancing. She's not old lady. You don't have to be so grave, and so you can offer his food. And she said, Haribol, I can cook for Jagannath now. She was really happy. Anyway, it's a mood that some people pick up on. And then
that was Mahaprabhu's mood. That's why he went to Alanath.
Huh?
That's why Mahaprabhu went to Alanath.
Yeah. So Puri Mahaprabhu was exhibiting pastime, a lot of separation. He was showing a lot of pastime or separation. As his followers, then we should try to build up to that emotion of separation from Krishna. Mahaprabhu was building it up as he was living in Puri for 24 years. Till it came to madness and separation. Yes? It's appearance, yeah. Snanyatra, Purnima, the full moon. Jagannath appeared. So it's one of his birthdays, Purnima. Another birthday is Janamastami. Subhadra, according to one book I've got, it's I can't remember the exact date. It's just a couple of days before Gopastami. I got it written down, but it's a few days by Gopastami time. I've been trying to find out the source, but I haven't been successful. But I read it in one book by one person in Puri, some minister, or not minister. Anyway, I guess he wrote it in his book. He wrote a book on Jagannath. He put the dates of Balaram and Jagannath and Subhadra. Pardon? After? Huh? I'm sorry, I can't hear. But how many years older? How many years older? I don't know. It's probably there, the actual titi. The year. I probably got it. The actual titi. The younger sister of Krishna. In the Bhagavatam it said, the fortunate Subhadra, is it? The only daughter of Vasudeva and Devaki. The fortunate daughter was Subhadra. Then it gives the titiya. But I don't know if the year is there. I'll have a look actually. Okay?
According to Haribhakta, Subhadra was born after Vasudeva and Devaki were released from the prison. And she's the daughter of Vasudeva and Rohini, so therefore she and Balaram is more intimately related. She and Balaram have same father, same mother, and with Krishna, same father but different mother.
Subhadra was whose mother? Rohini. In the Bhagavatam it says that 11th canto that the fortunate Subhadra was the only daughter of Devaki. No, Subhadra, she was the fortunate daughter of Devaki. You can read in 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. But maybe sometimes they change the names, just like Devaki also was called Jashoda, because it was such a nice name. Jashoda allowed Devaki to be called Jashoda also. So it could be like that. Okay, Hare Krishna. Jagannath Swami ki jai.